Hello there, welcome once again to Use One Retro. Thank you very much for joining me again for today's, I say retro feast. It isn't really a retro feast, it's just showing off something in my collection that I'm actually quite proud of. But if you do like this video, all the usual YouTube gunt, please like, share, subscribe, blah 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 blah, whatever. And yeah, so what this video is going to be about, as I say, it's going to be about an item in my collection, or to be precise, just 7 of the items in my collection. Now, I've been getting quite a few Mega Drive, Master System, N64 and Super Nintendo games that don't have boxes. Mainly because they're cheaper, basically working on a very tight budget. Also, I've managed to get some of the cases from a company called Z Labs, and they're very good cases indeed, very good cases. And I've also done my own artwork, obviously taking bits from the internet and basically putting it all together and doing custom art. I'll also put some of the ones that I've done that aren't shown. I'm going to put them up on the video as well. But these are the ones that, some of the ones that I've printed out for the Sega Mega Drive. And I just wanted to show you some of the ones that I have done. And the first one is Syndicate by Bullfrog. Now, I think the original version didn't have the Sega Mega Drive at the very top. It was at the very bottom, and it was the later Mega Drive. It was in like the blue spine. I wanted to give it the old Mega Drive inlay feel with putting the original Mega Drive logo there, and using a template for the original checker, or the black square box. Obviously with the barcodes, they've all got some of them have got small touches, like on one of the Super Nintendo ones I've done N64 ones that I've done for F-Zero X. I pretty much done a custom barcode, and I've basically put Captain Falcon on it, so it's generated that special barcode. On this one I've put the Bullfrog logo, if you can see there. For the side, for the spine, I took the Syndicate logo, basically cut it out, copied it and stuck it on the side just there. And as I say, these are literally ones that I've just, you know, Frankenstein, let's just say. And I've also done my own descriptions on the back as well. The only problem with Syndicate is that obviously the version that I got, basically it comes with a really thick manual. This one has trouble closing up. It does stay closed if you put the manual in a certain position. It does pop open though. One of the things that I did want to try with the various cases was they do the what they call smoky grey, or black, or white, or transparent, or whatever. So I thought I'd try it with different cases, and I think I'll grab one of the earlier ones that I've done. I think the white ones do look better, although some of them, I suppose you could do alternative artwork, and you could basically have the alternative artwork showing on the inside, one of which I will show you later. But yeah, I'm quite proud of how the Syndicate one came out. As I say, this is a template that was already done with the Sega Mega Drive logo on the back. All this was blank. There was nothing there at all. There was no description and no screenshots. The screenshots I had to download and basically squish it to size so it would fit in the boxes that were provided. Basically, just do that bit there white, because it wasn't white, it was transparent. And then, as I say, I've done the description myself for this one. For example, it's in the future, power is everything. As head of Eurocorp, it's up to you to hold on to it by deploying squads of agents to undertake various dangerous missions, which you do. From persuasion to assassination to protection, your agents must be up to the job. Get intel on the situation to help plan the next mission. Upgrade their bodies with the latest cybernetics. Research new weapons and upgrades while sending your agents across the globe to expand your empire and wipe out the competition. How it isn't earned, it's taken. Now, I love the Amiga version of this, and I actually had a quick go of this a few months ago. And while obviously it's not as good as the Amiga version, it's not bad. It's not bad. You can see, you can tell it's been consoleized with the screenshots. Hopefully, the camera will be in thingy there. But I mean, as I say, I've got this on the computer anyway, so I can always flash it up and show you. The next one is one that basically I had to zoom in on the artwork for this one, mainly because I couldn't find a clean version of part of the artwork, and it's Jungle Strike. Again, I basically done my own blurb on the back, and where the barcode is, I put the Electronic Arts logo. Got the logo on the front, and then you've got the picture from the box art. Again, I've had to zoom in and crop it. It isn't as nice as I would hope it would be, but you know, it's going to be for me only, and I'm happy with how that's turned out. And even on the sides, you've got the Electronic Arts logo, and then you've got Jungle Strike, the sequel to Desert Strike there. But yes, again, I'm quite happy with how that's turned out. As I say, got my own blurb on the back. It says about like the storyline and all the different craft that you can use, and like the mission at hand. I'm quite happy with how that's turned out. In fact, you know what? I'm happy with how they've all turned out. There's one especially that I can't wait to show you about how that turned out. And I think I've even got the original version that I had that I'd done. I'll show you that as well. But this one I had to use, I think it was the Amiga box art for this. As I do like the Mega Drive art, but the thing is, the Amiga artwork, because the Amiga version was the first one that I played, I've got more of a fondness for it, even though there's a bug in the last map. I think it's on the third or fourth mission on the last map that basically crashes the game and you can't get any further, which is a shame. And it's Desert Strike, Return to the Gulf. Again, as I say, I took the Amiga artwork, zoomed it in, and it's actually still quite clear, action-packed. I've even got the creators' names on there as well, like on the original version. The EA logo, and again, I've got the EA logo there, and also for the barcode, and again, my own blurb. It's even got it on the side as well that I done. Nice little custom case. Now this one, it was a bastard to try and find this artwork, and I had to get a little bit creative with it as well, for many reasons. I had to try and sharpen it as much as possible, try and bring back some of the colour as well, which in itself was actually pretty difficult because there's not a clean version of this artwork, which is a shame. And it's Outrun, and it's mainly because the reason why I chose that artwork was because while that artwork is okay, again, I never grew up with that artwork. I grew up with this. Reason being is because it's the Spectrum artwork, it's the Amiga artwork, Commodore 64, Atari ST, the original home UK releases by US Gold, and that is the artwork I like the most, especially with that there, which I think is from the original arcade machine as well, so I had to put that on there. The original one, I'd actually managed to find a picture that someone had done. They'd managed to take this artwork, put it in like a circle, like a metallic circle with a white background, and it looked pretty cool. It really did look pretty cool. The Outrun logo was at the very top, and I was going to go for that one. In fact, I think it might be on the opposite. No, it isn't on the opposite side of this, but I think I've got it on the laptop. I liked them both. I also did have another one of like artwork that someone had drawn, and it was very 80s inspired. I did like it, but again, I went with the US Gold artwork instead because that's just one that I grew up with. and I loved it. I absolutely loved it to pieces. You know, so I thought it was like a no-brainer for that. And again, on the back, you've got the artwork. It's just there, so I don't want to tell you the blurb. I don't want to tell you the blurb that I've done for it. But yeah, I've got the artwork, like the in-game artwork there. You've got the Ferrari horse right there for the barcode. The blurb, I had to use the blurb from the original US Gold versions of the game, and it is: "You're cool, the engine's hot, the girl's gorgeous, tank full of gas on the open road. The rest is up to you." I had to use that because that, to me, that's always what I've associated with Outrun. I really have. And I've also put my own little blurb on there of climb behind the wheel of a Ferrari Testarossa and scream through a coastal paradise, tulip-laden fields, deserts and more. Choose your route and race against time to reach your goal. The clock is ticking. Put the pedal to the metal. And I must admit, I'm really proud of that one. I really am. And even on the side as well, I've even got the Outrun logo, well, font and that. You know, I think that one's probably one of my favourite ones I've done. Now this one, I do love wrestling games. I always have done, and I always will do. Especially the games from the Mega Drive, like the proper WWF, as it was back then, games. You know, like Royal Rumble and all that. I even liked the WrestleMania game on the Amiga. It wasn't the best, but it was enjoyable for what it was. The Spectrum version was really hard, really hard. And then it was, I think it was start of last year. I think it was. I've got the Mega Drive version of Super WrestleMania, and when I looked at the artwork, it was very crowded. It was so crowded. It was like a sensory overload. So I wanted to go with something simple that basically captures the spirit of WWF, and hopefully I've done it with this one. I'm quite proud of how it's turned out, and it's Super WrestleMania. I've just gone for just a simple thing of just Hulk Hogan ripping his shirt like he does in all of his matches. I've got the Flying Edge logo at the very bottom, and then got it on the sides, Super WrestleMania thing as well. And then on the back, I've just got 3 screenshots, and then it's pick one of 8 wrestlers and duke it out in a square circle. Go toe to toe with the likes of the Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man Randy Savage, Ted DiBiase, and more in one-on-one matches, tag team bouts, and the 4-on-4 Survivor Series, all in an effort to become champion of Super WrestleMania. Let's get it on. Obviously, I like to use some of the things from Wikipedia, of like what's included in the game to come up with that. But you know, I quite like how that's turned out. I really do. Now this is one of them that basically it's one of the ones that's reversible, but it's on 2 separate bits of paper, and I quite like how this has come out. Now this uses artwork from the Bitmap Brothers book that was published, and I thought it was just awesome artwork. And while I did like the cover that was used, I wanted to go for something a little bit different. That was the cover for Speedball 2 on the Amiga, the Atari ST, and also the Mega Drive. And I thought, while I do like it, I wanted something different. So I went with that artwork. And I put my own spin on it by basically just colorizing the shoulder pads and the helmet. So it's basically more in keeping with that artwork. So it's basically it's both of them put together, and I do like that. And I've basically I found a font where I could do the Brutal Deluxe, and on the inside I mean, obviously, sorry, just going back to the front, you also got the Virgin logo there, because that's the only one I could find. I couldn't find the Virgin Games logo and the Bitmap Brothers logo there. And also, just say you've also got the artist's signature as well. Hopefully you can see that, but it's right there, you know. And then you've got the alternative version in the back, which is basically, it's the same, but they're all grey. And the Brutal Deluxe is, instead of underneath the Speedball 2 logo, it's on top of it. So basically, oh, you've also got Virgin Interactive Entertainment at the top and Bitmap Brothers down the bottom. Hopefully you can see that. So yeah, two different covers. And again, with the one on the inside, I haven't got rid of the artist's name as well, because it would have been disrespectful for me to do that. You know, I wanted his name to stay on there, because A, it's giving credit to him, and B, as I say, I love this artwork. None of these are going to be for sale. These are just for my personal collection. I think to sell them would be basically breach of copyright for all of the pictures. You know, I don't have the copyright for them, so I'm not going to sell them at all. And that'd be disrespectful. And that's something I didn't really want to do, and it's illegal. So, but yeah, so, and on the back we have the Bitmap Brothers logo. I was going to put the Virgin logo there, but I completely forgot. On the side, you have the Bitmap Brothers logo at the top, and the logo from the front as well for Speedball 2 Brutal Deluxe. And on the back, again for the custom blurb, and then you've got screenshots. Speedball 2, the sport of the future. Kill or be killed in huge steel arenas to baying crowds. The losers are forgotten, their failures paid for in blood. The winners reap the rewards of money and a shot at the big time. Take the motley crew of Brutal Deluxe, losers of the lowest caliber, and take them from the doldrums to the dizzying heights. Recruit from a roster of failures and make them into lean, mean, goal-scoring machines. Use prize money to increase the player's potential and make your team a force to be reckoned with. The time is now. The game has begun. Speedball 2, the sport of the future, is here. And I've even credited on the back as well, artwork by Dan Malone as well. As I think it's only fair. If you can't see the signature there, it's on the back as well. And also for the barcode, I've had to do ice cream. Because I think that's probably one of the funniest things about the Amiga version is, you know, when he says ice cream when you knock down one of the players and some such. Now for the final one, I'd say this is probably one of the ones that is probably one of my favourite ones. A Sega version of the TAD original arcade game. It is quite good fun. And it's Toki. Or as the Mega Drive version says, Toki going apespit. Now, while I do like that kind of, it's just not in. It just doesn't look right for me. It doesn't look right for me. And again, growing up with that for the Amiga artwork, I like that. I like that a lot, that artwork. And basically with that, I had to. There was nothing I could do about that. I had to leave that there and just put the Mega Drive logo down the bottom instead. And I quite like the way that's turned out. I basically done a screenshot of the title screen. And again in Photoshop, because it's all done in Photoshop, I had to go through and take out the background for that, so I could have that, you know, on the spine, because there was no way I was going to be able to get that done. So on the back, again, I've done screenshots. Also put a banana for the barcode, and on the back I thought I'd do something a bit funny. Well, today isn't your day, is it? First of all, your favourite loincloth has been shrunk in the wash. Second, there's no bananas. Third, your girl has been kidnapped by an evil wizard. And last of all, the swine has turned you into a chimp. An angry, spitting chimp. And the sod has even said that to find your girl and defeat him... Sorry. And the sod has even said that you have to find your girl and defeat him to lift the spell. And it's only Tuesday. But it ain't going to be easy. You'll have to traverse mountains, underground caverns, through water and other landscapes while fending off nasties and collecting special spit. And you still haven't found any bananas. Who said being a chimp was easy? Anyway, it's time you went ape spit, so snap to it and save your girl. And I've just literally noticed that I've put the R and the E in underground round the wrong way, so it's underground. Well, it's only going to be me who's looking at it, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I quite like that one. And I do like the way that the white case actually works with that. Now, as I say, I have got some that I have done on my laptop still. I'm just going to get them up now. Now, some of these, one of these is going to be a different version of Speedball 2, which I will bring up now. I'm actually glad I saved these because some of these I still need to print out and get cases for. But I mean, as you can see here, the Brutal Deluxe is different. The font is a little bit smaller on the back, and even the one for Ice Cream is different. And also, on the actual picture, for the revolver and the 2 on the arms, I've done them in blue. Also, the Virgin Games logo is not on there. It's not on there whatsoever. So that's something that I'll need to do at some point. So, but beginning at the other end, this is one I've done for Total Carnage on the Super Nintendo. I literally managed to get clean versions of the artwork and a PNG of the logo, like I've done with all of them, apart from Toki, obviously. Slap that on there. And for the back, I've just done it literally in all blue. Put about General Akboob and all this, that, and the other, and you know, I think the way that one's come out, I think that's actually I quite like how that's come out. I really do. I quite like that one. That one I don't think I've printed out. I don't think so. Anyway, I think I might have actually. I can't remember. Theme Park I have though, and that is back in the UK. I've taken I can't remember what artwork that is. I think that might be US artwork, and I wanted to just basically do it as well as I could, even to put in the Build the Park of Your Dreams underneath Theme Park, and even the back blurb is exactly the same as you would find on the Super Nintendo box, and taking the screenshots as well. And I've also done the custom barcode, which has got roll up on it, which I'm quite happy with, especially using the Ocean logo and bits and pieces. Now, the next one, Shadows of the Empire. I actually managed to find the this artwork for Shadows of the Empire. I think it's from the book, and I thought I wanted to use that instead of the artwork on the actual game box itself. I wasn't too keen on that. I think this artwork is much better, much better. And so I thought, well, I had to use that instead. Custom blurb on the back. Managed to find some screenshots and put that on there. I managed to find a clean version of the Shadows of the Empire logo, and then on the spine I've had to put I think what's called stroke around the outside, just to make it stand out a little bit more. You know, and I think that works. I think that works really well. Now, this next one is for Indiana Jones's Greatest Adventures on the Super Nintendo. What I wanted to do with the back was obviously give it that kind of rocky feel. So I managed to find a gradient. Sorry, not a gradient, but kind of like an overlay or underlay or something for the back. And basically, as you see on the back, you know, the man with the hat is back on your Super Nintendo. I wanted to take the man in the hat is back, and this time he's brought his dad from Last Crusade, and just incorporate that on there. So it's, you know, so it's a nice little nod to the film and that. and basically custom blurb, which is play as the world's greatest archaeologist across the Indiana Jones trilogy, chase the Nazis across Egypt in pursuit of the Ark of the Covenant, retrieve the Sankara stones from Mola Ram in India before squaring off against the Nazis once more while trying to find the biggest historical find of all, the Holy Grail. Use your whip, fists, gun and grenades against hordes of enemies, swing across chasms using your trusty whip, and ride a minecart in the biggest heart-racing action game ever made. And I must admit it is because I love Indiana Jones's Greatest Adventures, as I said on my video look at it, as well as some gameplay as well. And I thought that using the original poster artwork, not the one of him holding the whip like that with the leather jacket on, I thought using the action shot of him using the whip is much better, and basically it fit on there perfectly. All I didn't have to do, no cropping, no nothing, it was just basically as it is, and it fit beautifully. And yeah, I'm quite proud of how that one has turned out. I really do. One of the things I've literally just noticed is that the Super Nintendo on the Nintendo logo on the front has got the same pattern as what's on the back, so it looks like it's like kind of like a relic. I've only just noticed that, and I'm quite happy. That's quite cool of how it's come out. And the barcode on the back, it actually reads, "It belongs in a museum." I had to put that. I had to put that. Again, it's in keeping with the Indiana Jones series. Now, this version of the Outrun one is more it's more rich in colour, and this is one that I should have printed out. The picture's a bit more zoomed in, so you can see it properly. I've had to be a little bit creative, as with one of the tyres it had something over the top of it on the original poster, so I've had to cut part of the other tyre, mirror it, like switch it round, and then stick it on the other wheel, so it works. But yeah, as it says in Morecambe and Wise, you can't see the join, and I'm quite happy about that, actually. As I say, that's better than the version that I actually printed out. In fact, I've done this one afterwards, and I should have printed this one out instead, as it looks a hell of a lot better. Hell of a lot better indeed. Now, this one is the original version that I was going to do. Someone had actually gone in and actually cleaned up. I think they'd either cleaned up or just redone that artwork, and I must admit, I do like that. I do like that. That was going to be the reverse artwork. And I don't know why. I think I just like that one better. I like it as the whole, as the whole picture, and not just a little circle. But I mean, I must admit, I think I'm probably now leaning more towards having that one instead. But I do like how that one's come out. The next one that I done was for Chuck Rock. Now, I don't mind the artwork that was done for the console versions. However, that being said, I like the Amiga artwork better. I really, really do. I don't know why it is, even though it's crap. Looking at it now, it is crap, but there's something about it. Again, I think it's because it's the one that I know more of. I've seen more and I grew up with. But yeah, I just thought, I'll just use that one instead, and I managed to get it to fit just right with some clever cropping and that. Even using the Chuck Rock logo on the spine, I thought, well, I'm going to use the later template, just to give it a little bit more diversity in there. And even on the back, I've got four screenshots, and I had to do the top one with the unfortunately now named Gary Gritter, because You know, I thought, why not? And the blurb I've put on the back is, Unga Bunga, would you believe it? That swine Gary Gritter has his eyes set firmly on Chuck's lovely wife, Fella. Doing the Stone Age version of a smash and grab, now Chuck has to go and give chase and give Gritter a damn good thrashing. But after he's covered his modesty, of course. Make your way across open plains, underground caverns and slippy, slidey, icy places while bashing enemy dinosaurs and various other nasties, all in an effort to get Fella back. You know, I mean, I've managed to find the core logo. Yes, I did manage to get a Virgin Games since then. I must have done this after I'd done the Speedball one, so I could have gone back and done that. But again, I'm quite happy with how that one's turned out. Once I've got some more cases, I will be printing that out. Although I think I might actually try and do the console artwork as a reverse, so I can choose. Now this one, I've always liked this artwork for Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I really have. And it was my wife, when I showed her, I was actually going to use the yellow, or sorry, the gold Zelda logo for the front and put a stroke around it. She said it doesn't look right, and obviously being in a background of graphic design, I'm going to take her word as gospel. You know, I think using that one, it makes the colours stand out more and you can see it properly, and that was her, you know, idea, and I must admit, I do like that idea. It really, really is cool. But I still kept gold Zelda logo on the spine. And on the back I managed to find a picture of the Master Sword, and well, yeah, basically an awesome picture of the Master Sword and the Triforce and the logo and that. And for the blurb I've put, hey listen, past, present and future collide in the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Princess Zelda has once more been kidnapped by the evil Ganondorf. Power mad and wanting to rule the world, he has also stolen the powerful Triforce to aid him. Use the powerful Ocarina of Time to control the flow of time itself and wield the mystical Master Sword. Get helpful hints from your trusty fairy Navi while exploring rocky ranges, underground kingdoms and a watery paradise. But that's not all. Ride Epona the horse, go fishing and venture inside a huge whale while fighting a huge array of enemies. Only you can end Ganondorf's evil reign and save Princess Zelda, the lands of Hyrule and retrieve the Triforce. A timeless adventure in 3 dimensions. And I put that because it is a timeless adventure. Every time I've played it, I've absolutely loved it. Yes, there are some annoying parts in the game, but that's part and parcel of any game. I love Ocarina of Time. In fact, that's probably going to be one of the videos that I do. It won't be yet because I've got so much I've got to do. This is one that I'm proud of the most. I mean, I love that artwork. I don't know who done that artwork, but I don't know if it's a Nintendo original artwork, but I love it. It's just action-packed, and it's better than just having a black background with gold Legend of Zelda, because I just think it's just too plain. That is much better. Now the next one, I actually like this one. It's better than just using the Ghostbusters logo. I mean, and obviously it's in keeping with the I think with the VHS that was released in the 80s, just the logo. I wanted to use part of the theatrical poster, which is, as you can see, like there, with Bill Murray in the middle, Harold Ramis on the left, and Dan Aykroyd on the right. And I think, to me, that works much better. And then having like the glowing Ghostbusters sign at the bottom, I like that. I really, really do like that. I even managed to find the font as well, which on the back, I've even got from the film as well. They're here to save the world. When there's something strange in the neighbourhood, who are you going to call? They're the Ghostbusters, experts in the paranormal investigations and eliminations. When you have ghosts, spooks, ghouls and spectres roaming around, they're the guys to call. By now something bigger is on the horizon, something that could bring about the end of the world, and they're the only ones who can stop it. Pick from one of the 3, each with their individual stats, and bust ghosts across the city of New York until the final confrontation with Gozer the Gozerian. They Ain't Afraid of No Ghosts, and then I've put obviously the copyright blurb at the bottom, Ghostbusters copyright, Columbia Pictures, license to Sega Enterprises, and then for the barcode I've put, I had to, the Ghostbusters logo. You know, I mean, obviously, I know I didn't put the Ghostbusters sign on the side there, so it's still something that I need to go back and sort out. But I do like how that's come out. And this is the one I was talking about earlier on with F-Zero-X, and the barcode's actually Captain Falcon. F-Zero-X is obviously, that's the logo from the artwork from the N64 Japanese version. I managed to find the F-Zero logo, or the F-Zero-X logo as a PNG. And basically, the blurb I came up with myself, I mean, especially on the front: a high-octane race across the galaxy where only the best survive. And I have to excuse about my one of my cats sneezing, bless her. I've put on the back: in the far future, the racetrack has become the new battleground, and the racers have become the new fighters. Race up to 30 opponents across a variety of racetracks, on the ground and above it. Use your energy to boost ahead of the pack, or use it to survive clashes on the track and send your enemies crashing to oblivion. Compete in cups to further your career and race towards the grand finale, where only the fittest survive. F-Zero-X finishes what other racers have begun. And obviously I've put bordered screenshots on the back, and as I say, with the barcode I put Captain Falcon. And I think, yep, I've got two more N64 ones to show you, and that is literally, that's it. So the next one goes without saying, it's a classic, the legend that is Duke Nukem 64. I managed to find a clean version of the artwork. I managed to find a PNG of the Duke Nukem 64 logo. I had the BBFC 18 logo from when I'd done some Blu-ray cover art, and using obviously some masking techniques on Photoshop, managed to do the 3D Realms logo and the GT Interactive Software logo. This was the very first one that I done, actually, and I do like it. I do like it. On the background I've put it's a black background with the Duke Nukem logo of like the nuclear sign, obviously faded a little bit, so the front can stand out. Two screenshots, bordered, and again the Duke Nukem 64 logo on the back. And then I've also put "Hail to the King, baby. Those alien scumbags are going to pay. Not only have they taken all the babes, but they shot up my ride. Now I have to traverse a destroyed landscape and even outer space to kick the aliens' asses back to whatever dimension it came from. Play with yourself across 30 levels, newly enhanced from the PC original and exclusive to the Nintendo 64. It includes 4 secret levels. Play with someone else with 2-player split-screen co-op, or have an orgy of violence with 4-player Duke matches. I had to do some double entendres. You know, it wouldn't be a Duke Nukem cover without some double entendres. Fool around with a throbbing arsenal of new weapons, kick it with the mighty foot, or blow them all to hell with the grenade launcher. Whatever your pleasure, Duke Nukem 64 stuffs it all into one huge bulging package. Oh my. Again, I had to do some double entendres. I really did. And then obviously for the 18 thing on the back, I've put only for legends aged 18 years and over, not to be supplied to persons under the age of 18, the elderly, the easily offended, or persons called Karen or Susan. Because of the memes that you always see about like people always complain who's named Susan or Karen, and that's not meant to offend. That's just meant to be like a cheeky nod to those memes. But yes, that's all the ones that I've done so far. I have done a one for Smash TV, Super Smash TV on the Super Nintendo, which is back in the UK. But yes, I'm quite happy with how they turned out. Oh, sorry, there's one more. Sorry, I forgot to show you. It's Doom 64. I managed to find a picture of the front cover of the manual. Is that front cover? No, it's custom artwork that someone's done. So, and then I've managed to get a PNG of the Doom 64 logo, a PNG of the id logo, again Midway, and GT Interactive. I managed to basically get another version of that, but it's like a rocky, like a stony version. A PNG of some flames to put on the back to give it like a bit of like a hell look. 3 screenshots, and then to hell with them. The demons have returned. A lone surviving entity on Mars with regenerative powers has brought back to life once dead flesh. You must return to the abandoned facility and finish what they started in this, the next installment of the Doom series, exclusive to Nintendo 64. And then for the barcode, I've had to do the Doom logo, which, you know, I had to do. So yeah, that's all the ones, as I say, that I've done so far, with a few alternates. As I say, I'm proud of all the ones that I've done, with like different ideas and things like that, with, you know, with like custom artwork and stuff like that. I didn't want to do or download and print the ones that had already been done, because I like to get creative with stuff like this. I really do. I mean, I love using Photoshop and coming up with my own covers and things like that. And as I say, I'm super proud of the ones that I've done. I really am. I hope you've enjoyed looking at my custom covers that I've done. I wanted to do something a little bit different to the videos that I do normally. And I thought this would be a perfect video to do. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed looking at these as much as I have of creating them and that. As I say, I'm not going to be selling these. These are just for my own personal use. But yeah, I think it just shows what can do with a little bit of imagination, Photoshop, and some pictures. Pretty much. I'm sorry about my cat getting into the shop, but just as a quick thing, this is Olive. This is Olive, and she's absolutely adorable. Yes, you are. Say hello. Say hello. She's so adorable. She really is. One of 10 cats here in the US, and with another in the UK, and one that unfortunately passed away before I came over. And she is. Hey, what are you after? You after the fluff? You can't have the fluff. She can't have the fluff, bless her. But anyway, that's it for this episode. As I say, I wanted to do something a little bit different to the standard, you know, game reviews and whatnot. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, and as I say, it just shows what can be done with a little imagination and Photoshop. You know, I mean, I can't create blockbuster covers, you know, and things like that. And I know I've taken liberties with some of the things I've downloaded off the internet, but as I say, I won't be selling these. These are just for me, myself, and I. And I'm quite happy with how they've come out. So anyway, as I say, thank you very much for watching this different episode of User on Retro. I hope you'll join me again for the next video, hopefully where I will be taking a look at Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, as that will be the next episode. So until then, thank you very much for watching. Take care, look after yourselves, and this is User on Retro signing off. Goodbye for now.